Hello, my name is Anna Jacobus. I'm 16 years old and I aspire to be a pastry chef when I'm older. I was around 8 years old when I really started to enjoy baking on my own. It all started with the Betty Crocker brownie boxes, and then eventually I started finding out different recipes online and making them myself. Things started to click with trial and error, and I was able to start really making things that I really enjoyed. So I was 15 years old. I was kind of lost and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my future. I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw a lady who was a pastry chef in Boston, and it was really interesting to me, her job and the roles that she had to perform, and that's when I started to look more into it, and that's when I really started to fall in love with the job. I really like the chemistry aspect of baking. I just think that there's more chemistry elements in baking. If you incorporate something wrong, such as eggs in a souffle, it can make the souffle go flat. And there's other chemical reactions like that that can really affect the outcome of your end dessert. I really like how it's up for interpretation. You can really include whatever you want in a recipe and just include trial and error and figure out what works best for that specific recipe. So if, for example, you're dairy free and you want to make a souffle, you can use oat milk, but that's going to take a lot of trial and error to figure out what measurements work best for that dessert. Recently I made beignets and they were really fun. I thought that they were a little bit more difficult than what I typically do, but it was really fun to see the dough rise, and when I fried them it was really fun to see how they reacted. And it was also a really good learning experience too, because I got to see what happens after they do go in the oil and they do fry, and what it's supposed to look like or what it's not. And there was a lot of trial and error, and it was definitely a great learning experience. About a year ago, I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across a video of a pastry chef making Krispy Kreme donuts, and so I clicked on it out of interest, and it was really fascinating to me, and that's when I fell in love with Claire Staffitz. At the time, she was at the Bon Appetit Test Kitchen in New York City, but now she has her own YouTube channel where she creates different recipes for people of all experience. She allows you to learn a lot of different things while also having a really good time. I remember when my grandpa, he gave me his recipe to make apple pie cake, which was his signature recipe, and I remember taking it home and making it for the first time, and it was a massive fail. I remember that the cake and the pie incorporated to one, and it was just a whole mess. And so it was a really good learning experience, so the next time I made it, I knew what to do differently, and it turned out really great. My grandparents live in Tennessee, and so when they came down to see us, we had an apple pie cake competition to see who can make the best apple pie cake, and it was a really fun time. We got to hang out in the kitchen together and make a dessert that we both really love to make, and so it was definitely a really fun day for sure. Grampy ended up winning the apple pie cake competition, rightfully so, because it is his recipe and he has definitely perfected it. So as of right now, I work at Crumbl Cookies, but once I graduate from high school and get my associate's degree from college, I hope to work at a restaurant where I can specifically focus on the desserts to build up my portfolio, and then I hope to go to the Cooking Institute of America to really build my portfolio and learn different techniques that could better me in the future, and potentially work at a really prestigious restaurant that I could be really proud of.